because I was so offended at how she talked to my friend who just walked out of the class. I was so offended and annoyed. So it had built up some kind of anger inside of me. Everyone, it's Chantel, and today's video is going to be a story time. Today's story time, as she read from the title, is going to be the first time I stood up for myself. So let's just get straight into the video. This is going to be a short one, and please don't mind what I'm wearing. It's just my night dress, and I decided to pop this on top of it because it looks weird. So yeah, the first time I stood up for myself, I was 12. I remember I used to be this very shy and timid person. I asked my friends at school this week how I used to be in those times, and they tell me such hilarious things. Some said I used to be too quiet, some said I used to be too holy. Hey, I was shocked when I did that survey. Like, I actually got to find out how they thought about my former self. Honestly, what I think about my former self is that I just lacked a lot of self-confidence. I had a lot of insecurities, and I just did not like people in general. So yeah, the first time I stood up for myself was in class 6. I remember I was in school, and there used to be this girl that I couldn't stand from long ago. I just could not stand that girl. And she used to be this girl who was like, she felt so proud. I don't know how to explain it. She felt she was on top of everyone. Those of you who know her know I'm not going to be mentioning her name. And she used to annoy me so much because she used to control everybody in the class. And I think she felt like she was superior to the rest of us. Being me, I would just think of what I wish I could say to her in my head. But then when it comes to executing it, that's a whole other story. Guys, I was so shy that I couldn't even answer questions in class, and like, oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I remember how horrible it was. Couldn't even do public speaking, but all of a sudden I changed. I don't know. I just changed. So yeah, let's get back to the story. I was sitting in the class that day, and it was break time or so. And I think after break time, we were just sitting in the classroom when I don't know if you watched my last story time, the video on when my friends betrayed me. This girl who went with me to the counselor that day. If you watched that video, yeah, I was sitting with her in class at that time. That was, I think, after the betrayal. Like, it's just waking some kind of confidence in me, yeah, to stand up and fight for what I thought was right. So I was just seated with her in class, and I don't know if she was the class prefect or not, but they had told her to write names of talkatives. Yeah, if you're an African, like, you can relate 100% to that names of talkatives thing. So I'm prefect to be so wicked to the extent that if you even show your teeth, they'll write your name. It was so annoying. But then this girl was sacked to write names, and as she was writing, not many people really knew that she was writing names, so they were just jumping around making noise. And yeah, this girl, I'm just going to give her a nickname. Let's call her Brianna. That's nowhere near her name, but let's call her Brianna. She was just walking around the class laughing with people, being her annoying self. And she found out that my friend was writing names, so she got kind of angry. And then she came to her, she's like, why are you writing names without warning us that you were writing names first? She started blabbering. That girl used to blab a whole lot. She used to fight a lot, and she used to insult a lot. So yeah, I wasn't the only one who didn't stand her. And my friend happened to have written her name as well. So she got angry and demanded to see the list. Imagine dealing with such a human being. Just imagine. It was so annoying. I'm trying to calm down. She demanded to see the list. Who does that? Like she was so authoritative. She felt like she had some kind of power. She's like, I want to see the names of talkatives with her hands on her waist, feeling so superior. And my friend was like, no, you can't see it. And then I remember the notebook that she was writing the names in was one of the, I don't know, what do we call that metal thing that has coiled around at the edge of the notebook? I don't remember the name, but it's the one that you just flip over that metal coiled thing. Yeah. So she just flipped it back close and then she gave it to me. And because she couldn't deal with the girl anymore, she just gave it to me and walked out of the class. And she was still being her annoying, snobbish self. And she was like, Chantel, give me the book. And I just turned to look at her and I was like, girl, hold on. Hold on. But I was saying that in my head because I was so offended at how she talked to my friend who just walked out of the class. I was so offended and annoyed. So it had built up some kind of anger inside of me. I was just so annoyed because this is not the first time she talked to me with so much disrespect. So she just went, Chantal, I want to see the notebook. Give it to me. I was like, well, listen, Miss Brianna. When she was leaving, she gave the notebook to me. She entrusted it in my care. And to come to think of it, about 2 minutes ago, she said she was not going to give it to you. So it did not make any sense for me to just give it to you. I remember telling her my, just like how I felt, but then in a calm way. And I don't know, she just started talking. She just started arguing. And oh gosh, it was getting on my nerve and it was pulling the last string out of me. All I did was stand up. I looked her straight in the eye and I was like, why do you demand to see the notebook? First of all, you are not the class prefect. Secondly, you are not better than any of us. So why are you trying to just it was just so annoying. I just started shouting at her, screaming at her, and she was just like, she was just staring at me. And I remember everyone being shocked at how enraged I was and how I was just spitting words back at her and just making her speechless. Oh my goodness. I remember after talking, I just tore the notebook page, crumpled it in my hand, and left the class. I walked out on her. Oh my goodness. She was just standing there. The look on her face was priceless. Oh my goodness. It was just so hilarious. The way she was just standing there, and I still had something, like my heart was pumping. Like I was so angry, and for the first time I was able to vent out my anger and tell her how I felt and put her in her place. That day everyone was like, oh my goodness, Chantel, I never knew you could do that. Like I was so shocked. Everyone was shocked. They were all expressing their shock to me, like, girl, I didn't know you could stand up for yourself like that. I remember there was this I said something during the argument. I was like, do you think I'm going to allow you to walk all over me anymore? Well, no, I've dealt with your stuff for a very long time and I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me as much. I'm not the Chantal you used to know. I'm a different person now. I remember saying that exact same thing and the girl was speechless. I remember that day I felt so happy that I had stood up to that girl and finally told her that I wasn't going to allow her to disrespect me in the manner which she used to disrespect me. And let me just tell you something. I humbled her. I just humbled her. Those words that came out of my mouth, at first she was deeply offended. I remember I went to my friend who walked out earlier and I told her everything. I just threw the list that I had crumpled in the bin and was like, it's okay. Let's just end this. Don't write any names of talkatives. Let's just tell the teacher that no one talked while he was away. And I remember telling her what I just did and she was like, I wish I was there to see the drama. Everybody was just talking about it. Everyone like, Chantal did. The way she did this, the way she did that. I was just feeling myself. I was just feeling so satisfied and content that I had finally been able to put that girl in her place. And it was me, someone that many people did not expect. no one had ever put her in her place. She used to argue with a lot of people, but no one had been able to shut her up like that. I can't believe I was the first person. Well, fast forward, that day when I got home, I was overjoyed. I remember it's either my mom was at home when I came or she came to pick me. That was the first thing I said. Mommy, today I like I stood up to this girl in my class. Someone tried yelling at me and I didn't cry. So yeah, if I get the chance, I'll bring my mom on my channel to explain how I told her that day. One day she reminded me of it. I was like, oh, mommy, you still remember? It just brought me a sense of inner joy. It's just full of laughter. Oh my goodness. And the fact that I didn't even get into trouble after fighting. I didn't fight, I argued. So I don't think I fought. But my school would consider that as fighting and would have punished both of us. But they'd never found out. Everyone just put that thing away. And let me just say, I wasn't enemies with her after that. Maybe we were just a bit angry with each other for a while, for about, let's say, 2 months. I couldn't stand her anyway, so I wasn't friends with her in the first place. For about 2 months, she still had that sour attitude for me. And whatever, I didn't care because she's not the reason why I'm going to school in the first place. So let me just say that before I stood up to her, I used to be this person that she would yell at and I would just cry. Yeah. So I think that's what she tried to do on that day, and I clapped back. Oh my goodness. Remembering that time right now, I'll just say it was the first step of confidence I took, and it was the first time I stood up to tell somebody that I was not okay with what they were doing. Normally, I'll just keep quiet. Normally, I'll not even know where the words are going to come from. But that was the first thing I did, and that was my first step in being confident. If you are going through any kind of bullying from people and you feel like you are not brave enough, let my story be an inspiration to you. Okay? If you get to a point where you're fed up and you can't do anymore, I tell you, adrenaline and anger built up inside of you will let you burst out your feelings. And I'm sure you can stand up to that person. I'm sure that just one day you'd be able to do it. Just know that you are not alone. Talk to somebody about it. If you are being bullied, the worst thing you might want to do is keep it to yourself. It's just going to keep hurting you more and more. It's not a beautiful experience. And please, if you need to switch schools, please do. If your parents can, if bullying is getting too much to bear, it's something that is just there. With all efforts of people to try and get rid of it, it still happens. It happens everywhere. So it'll be quite hard, but just know that you're not alone. And I just hope that you might find the confidence in yourself one day to stand up to a bully or to stand up to say what you feel is right. I hope you learned something from my story time today, and I hope you enjoyed the drama. It was really a short one, as I said. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you want to hear more stories along the way about how I became the confident me who doesn't care about anything anymore, be sure to like this video and comment down below if you'd also want to find out. If you are new on my channel, my name is Chantel and I make lifestyle videos, Christian content, and educational content for you all to enjoy. So if you are interested in what I do here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. If you want to see more story times, be sure to DM me on Instagram or comment it down below. I'll leave my Instagram right here. I'm sure you can see it right now. So yeah, guys, confidence starts with loving yourself. Always remember you're gorgeous forever.